The first stop on the historical tour, glimpse the 1909 quintessential courthouse. It's a crown jewel of history of our magnificent historical town that's branded in everything historical. As historian Carol Hedman penned, the neoclassical dome and its clock have towered over downtown for more than 110 years, proudly proclaiming it is the county seat. The Novice County Commission passed a 1909 resolution to erect the brick courthouse for a bid of no more than $35,000. To Mutual Construction, Edward Columbus Hosford provided the majestic plans, while Artemus Roberts oversaw the construction. History can be tricky, and here's an example. For years, we thought Artemus Roberts designed the Classical Revival building, but in 1992, we discovered that Hosford was actually the architect. Later in the tour, you'll hear about the Griffin Block building and the Dade City Grammar School that Roberts did design. All of these convey history. You did, however, hear the word new, right? Well, the 1909 courthouse, which anchors our profound history, was not the first building. Our county was formed in 1887, and Dade City was dubbed the first, although temporary, county seat. Clever business partners Henry Coleman and William Ferguson saw a momentous opportunity to push Dade City to become the permanent county seat because they saw industrious efforts for commerce. That building was at the corner of 7th and Meridian, and it was offered rent-free. They were a bit of the tycoons of that early environment. Predictably, Dade City was voted the official county seat in a tumultuous 1891 election. There were many cities bidding for the county seat location. The commissioners contracted to build a second frame courthouse structure for a whopping $7,000. And you will see this is one of those photos, and here's the next one. When they did the bid, the $35,000 bid for the beautiful brick courthouse, they decided it was time to get rid of the frame courthouse on the left side. You could see it here. And our own city commissioner and historian Scott Black related that the second frame structure was auctioned off pretty quickly in 1909 and moved. And the county commissioners were bent on clearing the space to show off their magnificent gem. If walls could talk, oh my, the stories this beautiful location would share with us, the site of glorious meetings that hosted governors and dignitaries, that had legendary trials that were very lengthy for weeks on end, that reflected topics like prohibition, some unbelievable murder convictions, and policy meetings that still occur as the county commission meets on the second floor, often in animated discussions that parallel the passions of the day. Walking up those winding stairs, one truly feels history on a visceral level. There are a few ghosts that inhabit the building. As time does wane and alter surface appearances, the courthouse was showing her age. And in 1979, a modern courthouse structure was erected just down the street. You will glimpse at it when on one of the next stops of the tour. Many folks just sighed, a bit with anticipation, but they anticipated that the modern sprawling structure would supersede her architectural predecessor. What to do with the old gal? Contemplating such in Dade City, what to do with the old gal. For the next 20 years after the construction of the new courthouse, it deteriorated. There were a number of facelifts over the years that had kept it together. And some of the newer sections on the east and west side had camouflaged some of the original majesty of the building. You could still get a kind of a whiff of the historical nature of the building as you walk through town. But for 20 years, the destiny of the building was undetermined. So voila, a hometown girl with a passion for Dade City, Sylvia Young, who served as a county commissioner extraordinaire for 20 years, came to our rescue. She spearheaded a $3.2 million four-year restoration and attained state historic grants. The 1940 additions were removed and her bones were fortified. Even the historic clock was repaired to its original charm by the original company. Our charming and outspoken hometown girl, Sylvia, with a flair for style and antiques, volunteered to painstakingly select antique furniture for the building. She had a real flair for antiques, and she used a budget of $50,000 to equip the building in its early glory. A plaque was dedicated to Sylvia and stands at the courthouse, and we really are indebted to her for saving this majestic location. Another person we are indebted to is Patricia Carver. You see, when they were building, when they were doing the renovation, one of the horticultural architects had declared that all of the majestic oaks would be torn down because of symmetry, and they would replace them with baby oaks that would be in order so that the walkways would be a little bit cleaner in appearance. Okay, Patricia Carver rallied the community and organized a peaceful protest with members of the Dade City Garden Club. The members literally tied yellow ribbons around those grandfather oaks. One of them even positioned to save herself around the oak, and they tied yellow ribbons on trees throughout the entire city. They went out to save the grandfather oaks that still fortify the history of the most iconic of our structures. Pride was palpable, and as Sylvia brought her first cousins, the Bellamy brothers, to perform at the dedication, tears and unadulterated pride could not be concealed. Our courthouse was promoted to the National Historic Registry in 2006. Okay, take a moment and marvel as you gaze and reflect upon this incredible courthouse as the epicenter that brands Dade City's vast history. Thank you. On to the next stop.